I'm going to keep this one very brief. I miss doing this and miss covering this in depth because I was away on holiday, and other YouTube channels will have covered it more swiftly and more efficiently than I'm doing here. But I wanted to talk briefly about Bradley versus Vargas. I did watch it when I was on holiday on a stream, not the best quality. I've just re-watched it now, and I've got a very strong opinion on the ending of this fight. Now, I've seen on boxing forums and I've heard on the Boxing Voice a lot of debate as to this fight, how it ended, should it have been stopped, would Jessie Vargas have got the knockout had the fight not ended prematurely. For those who don't know, the referee called the fight off early by mistake. He thought the 10-second clock was the final bell and the fight ended about 7 or 8 seconds prematurely. Prior to that, I think with about 20 seconds to go, Jessie Vargas lands a very, very big punch on Tim Bradley, who is buckled and retreats. When the ref stops the fight, Vargas apparently thinks that he's stopping the fight because it's a knockout and celebrates, rather than Vargas thinking, the end of the fight is there because obviously the bell hasn't rung. So it's a mistake from the referee, but an understandable mistake given the noise of the crowd and etc, etc. Anyway, I heard Vargas on the Boxing Voice saying that he felt like he'd have got a stoppage. He'd prepared to fight for 3 minutes of 12 rounds, and of course he's right. It's very unfortunate that he was robbed of that 7 or 8 second window. And boxing is a 12-round sport at the World Championship level and at the Tim Bradley level. So he is right. It is unfortunate, and he has been robbed of that opportunity there. However, whilst that is the case, let's make no mistake about this whatsoever. Vargas punches Tim Bradley and wobbles Tim Bradley with about 20 to 25 seconds still to go in the fight. Bradley's legs buckle. He could have gone down, but he didn't go down. He retreats and moves away from Vargas, puts distance between himself. Vargas reacts very slowly to this, in my opinion. If I was Vargas, having been outboxed for 12 rounds, and with Tim Bradley wobble so badly, I'd have been chasing him like Usain Bolt. But Vargas is tentative to begin with, and gives Bradley 2 or 3 seconds. Bradley then backs away, puts some distance, and moves laterally. He's not moving smoothly, he is hurt, he is wobbled, but he's moving. He's a moving target, and it takes Vargas a good 3, 4, 5 seconds before he throws a punch that lands on Bradley. Now, when Vargas does start to load up on Bradley, you can see Bradley avoiding punches, moving out of the way, and his guard is tight. You see Vargas go to throw a punch, and Bradley straight away blocks it. Bradley's legs, they weren't allowing him to move as smoothly as he likes. But you can see in his head he's still there. He's an experienced operator who's been in tough fights, and he's blocking. In my opinion, after the initial punch, Vargas lands not a single punch of note following on from that. The initial punch could have dropped Tim Bradley, definitely, but it didn't. And I saw nothing following on from that punch that could have dropped Tim Bradley. Nothing at all. Now, Vargas had about 12 or 13 seconds between landing that punch and the fight being called off. And the truth is, during that time, I saw Tim Bradley start to recover. I saw him move. I saw his legs become slightly more stable. I saw him starting to block and defend ably. In my eyes, he was recovering. In my eyes, he was no longer at great risk. Now, Vargas is not a big puncher. He does not have a long streak of devastating knockouts on his record. Tim Bradley is known for having an excellent chin and is known for being, when he needs to be, a capable defensive fighter. I have no doubt that had this fight continued for another 7 or 8 seconds, that Vargas was not going to stop Bradley. We'll never know. Of course we'll never know. It comes down to a matter of opinion. But for me, Bradley had taken Vargas' best shot and stayed there. He'd started to recover. He'd started to defend. And in my eyes, Vargas wasn't exactly finishing the job like Mike Tyson. For me, it's unfortunate what happened, but make no mistake about it, Bradley was not knocked out. Bradley was on the road to recovery, and I'm pretty convinced that whilst it is unfortunate and whilst it is a mistake, this does not change how I think the course of this fight went, and it does not change my opinion that it was a dominant victory from Tim Bradley. Let me know your thoughts. Am I wrong? Thanks for watching.